Hello friends, do you know that Allain is a hero who can dive into 5 enemies and can kill the desired target, which most of the other heroes can't do. And also, he is a very good 1 HP comeback hero. So now I'll explain you how in this video. While we are at it, I'll be giving you a short tutorial guide on him to make it easier for you to understand his mechanics and his abilities. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video, friends. First, let us start off with his passive. Allain is the kind of hero who can deal physical, magical and true damage when he is dealing damage. When his basic attacks are used, he uses both of his swords, dealing both physical and magical damage for the first 2 basic attacks. For the third basic attack, he swings both of his swords, dealing true damage. After that, one basic attack combo, he will enter into a brief cooldown for his basic attack, but it won't be noticeable, guys, don't worry. After that, he will do the same combo again and again. Each time he starts a new basic attack combo, you can see the circle around him refreshes, right? So if the enemies are at the range of this circle, he will be dashing towards them and attacking them. This will happen after the true damage attack each time. Okay, when he uses normal attacks and S1, he will gain Fury, which you can see below his HP bar, the yellow line filling up, right, whenever he does the attack stuff. And there will be another indicator at the screen showing the number of Fury stacks he has. And yes, there is a limit to it, which he can gain up to a maximum of 16 Fury stacks. After he started gaining Fury stacks, he will gain 40% physical and magical pierce and also 20% damage reduction. If he gains 16 stacks, the indicator bar will become red, and if you stop attacking, the stacks will gradually decrease. When he gets 16 stacks, he will restore some HP and it has a cooldown of 8 seconds. If you keep on attacking the target, your stacks will be at 16 seconds, but you won't heal because you can see the cooldown timer for this passive on the screen. And so if you are maintaining 16 stacks, after the cooldown hits 0, will restore the desired HP. For his one basic attack combo, he will gain 5 stacks of his Fury. So you have to do like a full normal attack, 3 full normal attack combo to get 15 stacks, and after that you can just go with 1 and you can just go with 16 Fury and gain HP and stuff. And if he is in low health, he will restore more health than the normal, can heal up to like 3 times of the basic HP restore. Remember this, every first basic attack lets him dash to the target, but it won't reset his restore or the Fury. And this whole Fury stack thing only works if you hit any enemy hero, otherwise it won't work. It won't work on the minions or jungle creeps or the monsters or the towers. Now let us look at his skill 1. At the start of the ability, he swipes upward, dealing physical damage and magic damage and launching the targets in front of him within the area shown in the semicircle when he has 0 stacks. And after this initial strike, he will do different follow-up combos depending on how many marks he has gained with his normal attack. You can find the indicator below his Fury indicator, and this has a maximum of 3 stacks. Now here is where it gets a little tricky. He will do different number of hit combos for different stacks. Now say for example, for his 1 stack, he will do 2 more attacks than the normal thing I explained earlier. So he will do 2 more stacks, dealing both physical and magic damage to the enemies. And now if he does 2 stacks and the knockup range is increased, so here you can see the indicator is a little different from that of we seen before, like when here we had 1 stacks or 0 stacks. Now the indicator is completely different, right? So this indicator, like when you have 2 stacks, it will knock up the enemies who are all in this semicircle area. So all the enemies in this semicircle area will get knocked up, and also he will attack 2 more times and deal the same physical and magic damage to the target. But remember guys, he won't deal true damage for the 1 and 2 stacks. In addition to that, he can move a little slowly while performing the striking combos. Okay, now if he has 3 stacks, The launch range is the same and will do 2 more attacks, but this time it won't be the same old physical or magical damage, but will deal true damage for both the attacks. The first attack will deal a little less damage, the second attack will deal a little more damage. He can slowly move around as usual. In addition to that, he will gain crowd control immunity while performing the strike. So he will be completely immune to crowd control during this time. Now you may wonder that will he get any fury stacks when performing this combo? Yes, of course. So for one stack, he will gain up to 7 fury stacks with the normal attack and the combo. For 2 stacks, he will gain up to 11 fury stacks, and for 3 stacks, he will gain 14 fury stacks. Also, don't forget this, friends, his ultimate can also give you S1 stacks based on the number of enemies it hits. If it hits like 3 or more enemies, you will get an instant 3 stacks, and also the combo strikes he makes can lifesteal and can be critical too. So his S1 is an OP ability which has crowd control, 3 types of damage, can do critical damage, and has lifesteal too, and with a lot of buffs. Mostly, friends, you will use this skill the entire match, so make sure to use it right. Try to use this skill with 3 stacks mostly. It will increase your damage output and also your survivability. When you use his skill 2, Allain dashes forward in the target direction, dealing physical and magic damage to the enemies in the path and reducing their movement speed by 30% for 1.5 seconds. Allain will also gain 20% movement speed for 3 seconds, and his next 3 normal attacks will gain 40% attack speed. Here you can see the stats for movement speed, attack speed. Now after using the skill 2, these are the stats, guys. Also, it's written 80% of attack speed here, but he gets only 40%. I guess that's a typing mistake. I guess he can stack this ability. Okay, stack this ability up to 2 times, and this stacking thing is affected by the cooldown. This ability is a very good ability while if you are chasing an enemy down and escaping too. And also in fights, the juicy 40% attack speed is pretty OP, right? It is easy to get 3 stacks for your S1 with this 40% attack speed. So for the first 3 normal attacks, which you basically need for the S1 stacks. Now for the ultimate of Allain. With Allain's ultimate, he targets a hero, either an ally or an enemy. The effects will be different for both the scenarios. Okay, first let us go with the target. When he targets an enemy hero, he leaps into the air for 1.5 seconds. During this time, he can move around and he is untargetable. Then he smashes into the ground, dealing physical and magic damage to the enemy heroes who are in the ability range. And also, the closer the heroes to Allain or to the center, the more damage they will take, up to a maximum of 100% additional damage, and will gain a decent shield. And he will gain 1 skill mark and 2 fury mark for every hero he hits. Now when Allain lands on a teammate with this ultimate, he grants the targeted teammate and himself a shield. The size of the shield is based on the number of enemies who get hit in this ultimate. So try to cover as much as targets with your ultimate, which will maximize your survivability in the team fights. So that's all for his passive and abilities. So now let us go with the builds, arcanas, equipments, and tips and tricks. Now let us look at his combos, friends. Like his combos is not too hard and it's a pretty straightforward thing. So you'll just go and attack the enemies, like do 3 normal attacks. When you get 3 stacks, use your S1. After completing the S1, just go with your ultimate. During the ultimate time, your S1 will get out of cooldown, and coming out of the ultimate, you can just start over the combo from the start. That goes on continuous, but you won't have the ultimate for the second time. You should carry on with the S1, S2 and also your timings, like the HP restore timings. You can just wait for the cooldown for that restore thing, or you can just fight until like the fight is not gonna end in like 2 or 3 seconds, right? It will go around like 15 to 20 seconds. Before that, you can activate your HP restore passive for like 3 times before the fight ends. If it goes beyond that, you can use it like again and again. But that's the thing I was talking about. Like, he has a pretty basic and like very easy combo. If you know what his abilities will do, you don't have to worry about it. You can just go for like continuous attacking, making barrages of attacks. Like, his basic attack damage is not what you think, guys, and what you see. So normally it will look like it doesn't deal any damage, guys, but seriously it will deal a lot of damage. And there is another thing I need to say, like if you are building him like the normal top build preset which most of the Chinese players use, which you can see in the top picks. So if you are using that one, then he will be a little bit tanky and he will be sustainable, and yeah, his damage is a little bit low, but he can kill a single target. Like, he can just target one target and kill them, and he can come out alive. But if there is a lot of crowd control stuns in the enemy team, also he don't have to worry about it, because his S1 gives him crowd control immunity. His ultimate gives him untargetability. All these things makes him so powerful, guys. And there is another thing I told you when I explained his S1, right? So the critical thing, your normal attacks and your S1 combo can crit. So if you are going to try and build him with critical build, then it would also be a very good choice. Like, let me show you. So these are the some clips which I played with him with the critical build, and yeah, this is also a very good build. Like, it will deal a lot of damage, because critical true damage will deal enormous damage, guys. Like, if you get a crit on your true damage, then you are damn lucky, guys. Yeah, for sure. Also, let me repeat this once more. Make sure that you use your S1 with 3 stacks. Just try to get 3 stacks, and after that use your S1. So it will help you a lot in the team fight. That stun and the crowd control immunity is going to be a lifesaver for you in the team fights, friends. Also, friends, even with the critical build, you can build him a little tanky. He just needs like 2 critical chance equipments and critical damage equipments. For the other equipments, you can go for defense, and like it will deal a lot of damage. Even though he looks like a little squishy, he is so damn hard to kill even with this build, guys. Now, friends, let us look at his build. So first, let me explain you about the top preset build which most of you guys use. So for the boots, you can go for boots of tranquility, which will give you a 50% juicy cooldown. It will help you continuously fight with the enemies. This cooldown will be useful for your S1 and also your S2. You can also go for the boots of fortitude, which will give you like 15% damage reduction from the physical attacks of the enemies, and it will do a very good pair with your 20% damage reduction from your thing. Both the shoes are very good. It is up to the opponents, like up to the enemies, if you want to build this shoe or that shoe, like go on with it. And for the next equipment is Doomsday. So Doomsday is the equipment which will deal additional damage to the target, so it will deal extra damage, and also it has a little bit of lifesteal, but it won't be too much for you because it's just 10%. So, and it also gives you like 30% attack speed, which will be like so useful for you. So for the next one, we have the Cuirass of Savagery, which is a very good defense item, and it also gives you like a lot of damage increase and the movement speed increase for like 3 seconds. So it will come in handy when you are fighting against multiple opponents. and also even if you are going to hit a single target, this damage increase is going to be handy for him anyways. For the next equipment, you can go for Blood Rage, which is an equipment which is an active equipment. You can just use this thing to give yourself big shield. If you are out of your ultimate, then the second course of action is tapping this ability, which will give you a big shield, which will increase his sustainability a lot. And for the next equipment, you can go for Long Night Guardian. It is a magic defense equipment, and it also comes in handy when you get a lot of damage from the enemies within 3 seconds. It is going to restore some of your HP over 3 seconds, so it is also a very good equipment for survivability. So mostly he has to be built with survivability equipment because he can deal sustained damage when he is in a team fight, so no problem about the damage. So for the last equipment, it is up to your wish, guys. You can go for Destiny, you can go for Sage Sanctuary, or if you want more cooldown, then you can go for Glacial Bulker. And if the enemies have attack speed based heroes, you can go for Omnious Premonition, Pike Mail. The enemies have a lot of mages, you can go for Succubus Cloak. It's completely up to you guys, and also completely up to the enemies team composition. So this is for the top pick build. Now let me explain you about the critical build which you can use for him. Okay, so for the critical build, the first equipment, I mean the shoes, right? So shoes, you can just go for the Boots of Fortitude or Tranquility as you wish, friend. So for the second equipment, you can go for the Eternity Blade, which will give you 20% critical rate and 20% critical damage. And now for the next equipment is the Shadow Ripper, which will give you 35% attack speed, 25% critical rate, and also it has a very good passive of increasing basic attack damage, and after a critical hit it increases the attack speed by 20%. Like, it is completely made for him, guys. Mostly it is used by the marksmen guys, I mean the farm laners, but anyways, this equipment will come in handy if you are going for critical damage build. This is very good. And for the next equipment, as usual from the old one, Blood Rage and Cuirass of Savagery. And if you want to go for any magic equipment before, you can go for the Long Night Guardian before this, because Cuirass of Savagery gives the same thing, right? Increases the damage, so you can just swap it with any other equipment, because Shadow Ripper is also giving the same passive, right? For the next equipment, you can just go for the Longitude Guardian. And for the last equipment, as usual, you can go for the survivability equipments like Destiny, Pure Sky, or whatever, Sage Sanctuary and kind of stuff. It's up to your wish, and also the enemy team composition and how the match is progressing. And I forgot to mention you that the Eternity Blade has another passive which will give you every 2% critical chance increases critical damage by 1%. The Shadow Ripper will give you 25% critical chance, I mean the crit rate, right? Now the Eternity Blade is already giving you 20%, and according to its passive, this will also give it an additional 25%, I mean additional 12% critical damage. Overall you will get around 32% critical damage. It is too high, guys, and it has a limit of 50%. So if you want to do go for additional critical chance equipments, you can just go for it, but the limit is 50%. You can calculate about it in inside the game. Okay, and as you guys know, his normal attacks and his S1 has the capability to lifesteal too. So you can also go for Blood Weeper and Mortal Punisher. It will also give you a little bit of HP regen, but the HP regen is not as expected which you get from while using the other heroes. So don't expect much from him, guys. So yeah. Now for the Arcana friend. For his Arcana, he is a warrior, so he need a little bit of HP, and also like he's good with attack speed and some physical defense and attack damage will also be a little good, and also he needs a little bit of movement. So for that I'm just going for, like, we have this as the top pick. We have 10 fate, 10 vacuity and 10 stealth, guys. So this will give him what he needs. Okay, this Arcana setup also has a little bit of cooldown reduction, which will give a maximum of like 6% cooldown reduction for his abilities at the start. And now the Arcana for the critical build. So for critical build you need a critical chance and also attack speed would be good, right? So for this set of Arcana I am using 10 hunt, 10 vacuity and 10 calamity. So the calamity will give you critical rate and the vacuity will give you max health and cooldown reduction. For hunt it will give you movement speed and attack speed. So guys, let me tell you this, the critical chance build and Arcana is completely new. No one have seen this inside the game. This is a thing I just put it on, and yeah, it worked pretty good. So that I'm just suggesting for you, just try this equipment and Arcanas. Just share your experiences in the comments. So that's all for what I have to say, I guess. Yeah friends, I guess you all have learned something from this video, so I hope you all enjoyed it too. So thank you all for watching, and also don't forget to hit the like and also subscribe, and also share it with your friends who are all in need. So see you all guys in the next video. Until then, bye bye and have a great day. So bye.